Hi there, I'm Cheyenne.
And I'm Juan.
And we are
Down with the Dominguezes.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Cheyenne Dominguez, and I'm here with
Juan Dominguez.
And happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to all you lovers out there.
It's Valentine's Day weekend, and we've already had a eventful Valentine's experience. We played in a couples tennis tournament.
That's right. You played in your first match and your first tournament all in one day, live from the Australian Open. No, here locally.
So can we back up a second?
Sure.
Because about 2 weeks ago, you approached me and the first words out of your mouth were, "No pressure, but I signed us up for a tennis tournament."
That's right.
Mind you, I have never played a tennis match against an adult. So I've played with my children, which really, I can't really say they were actual matches, but I have never played an actual tennis match. So when you said
no pressure,
but I've signed us up for a couples tennis tournament, I got a little bit nervous really quick.
Well, I'm glad that you took the leap because it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I think you definitely carried the weight of our team.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And I'm pretty sure we placed last, although I didn't get one final look at the scoreboard of all the couples. I think I was a little afraid to confirm we were last, but I'm pretty sure we were most likely last.
I didn't take one final look so that we couldn't confirm that we were last. We might have been last, but we will never know for sure.
We'll never know. Okay, so I would like to mention the rose ceremony. There was a rose ceremony.
It was like The Bachelor.
At the end of the tournament. And so the tournament director had a rose there for each of the couples, for the ladies in each of the couples. And he instructed the gentleman to come over and get the rose and to give it to their loved one. And you were a little disappointed because you clearly thought you were going to get a rose, like it was the Bachelorette or something, and you were going to be flowered.
A little discrimination, I thought. It's the women always get the rose and the guys get the thorns. Yeah. And no, it was totally fine. We did get pink and red cupcakes. So I would have taken one cupcake over 3 dozen roses. Okay. So you're right. It all worked out.
You were a little upset you didn't get a rose.
Little, taken aback, but that's okay.
Oh, all right. Well, speaking of Valentine's Day and love, there's this other thing called Galentine's Day. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but Galentine's.
Heard of
so
Galentine's
about 10
Day.
years ago, Amy Poehler's character from SNL on the show Parks and Recreation, she made it. I guess she made it a thing and she made it really popular. And Galentine's is kind of like this way to celebrate your girlfriends, for girls to celebrate their female relationships and their wonderful friendships. And so I've been reaching out to some of my girlfriends. They've been reaching out to me, just kind of like a Valentine's outreach, but for the girls. And it got me thinking a lot about friendship. So I posted this on Facebook.
Yeah. I think your question was something like, what do you think makes for a really good friendship?
Exactly. And I couldn't believe how much response there was. I even had people private messaging me. So it was like, we got comments from everywhere. So I thought
everywhere. And we also got comments from the guys.
And the guys
came
in.
through.
I thought it was awesome.
Yes.
So the guys weighed in. So I'm really lucky to have some great female friendships. And so when I asked what makes for a good friendship, I got all sorts of answers and they were really wonderful. So Leanne from Maryland, she said, I think compassion is huge. Even if you can't relate to what a friend is going through, being an ear for them makes a world of difference.
That makes a lot of sense.
And so Nicole from Havertown, PA, she had 2 words. She said unconditional support.
I like that.
Absolutely. Okay. So my friend Karen from Port St. Lucie, Florida, Karen is actually a mentor of mine. So when Karen says anything, I listen.
You listen.
Up.
She's like,
lean in.
She's like E.F. Hutton.
I lean in and I listen. And so Karen said that, so she referenced some friendships she's had for over 60 years.
Wow.
So since childhood. So she said, listening, standing by them through thick and thin, and being truly interested in understanding, forgiveness, kindness, and gratitude. And so I thought the forgiveness was really interesting because
Sure. No one's perfect, right?
no one's perfect. And you know what? Sometimes our friends mess up, and sometimes we mess up as friends,
Yep.
and hope that we're forgiven as well, too. So thank you, Karen. And Angela in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, she said, a same sense of humor. So I think that's interesting to have a similar sense of humor. Maybe you can appreciate each other's sense of
Sure.
humor and just standing by one another through tough times and always being there. So do you want to read one from one of your guy friends?
Yes. Let's see. So I know Chris said something around when something good happens, it makes your friends just as happy as something good happening to you, and the same with the bad, right? So a good friend will kind of, check you and make sure that you're doing the right things.
Mm-hmm.
And Jim said that always there for you no matter what the circumstance. Listen to understand, not to judge, which if you're a
Yeah.
friend of mine, you got to do a lot of understanding and
And not
hopefully
judging.
not a lot of judging. So thank you, Jim.
I think that's key too, is like with my best girlfriends, that I feel like the 20 plus year relationships I've had and friendships is, I'm sure I've made some bad decisions along the way, but I felt like they didn't judge me. And so I really appreciate that he mentioned the non-judgment, because I think it's really key, because once you feel judged, you kind of feel like maybe you're on the wrong side of the friendship or something.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that, my friend test is if you get a call at 3 a.m, we still have a landline, so our phone can actually ring at 3 a.m. But, someone that asks you basically for anything and you would respond to that 3 a.m. call, get on a plane, take out your checkbook, whatever it is, right? And so,
Absolutely.
there's probably 10 or 20 people in my life that I feel I'm that close to, and that I would do something like that for them. And some of them I haven't spoken with for years, but that connection is still there. And when you do see them, it's kind of like you're
You're right back to where
you're
you
right
were.
back to where you left off.
So that's
Absolutely.
interesting you mentioned that, because Scott from Georgia, he said with his best friends, who he's been friends with for over 40 years, that basically you pick up right where you left off,
Yep.
no matter how much time has gone by. And Howard from Philadelphia also said the same thing. It was basically like, even, years may have passed when you haven't really talked, but then when you do, it's like you can pick up where you left off and you just fall right into the flow of things.
Definitely. I think a good friendship transcends even, the last 12 months, or you might say the last 8 years, have been so politically charged. I know that plenty of my friends and I are on the opposite end of the political spectrum, and doesn't matter, right? It's we respect our opinions. We may not agree with each other, and we're still great friends. So I think that's a key point too, particularly in this time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Carrie from Maryland, she said exactly that. In addition to empathy and honesty, and sometimes going the extra mile for a friend, but she said being able to have discussions on topics when you may or may not agree with them. And our friend from London, Ellen, she said something that I thought was really poignant. She said, seeing your value when you don't, and just seeing you, period. Seeing you, knowing you, and just being there.
Yeah, and London. So wow,
Across the pond. We
are
had comments from across the pond.
we international now? This is pretty exciting.
Oh yeah, we're big time. We have
The
about
power of
2,000.
Facebook. the power of Facebook. I love it.
We're up to like 2,000 downloads or something of our podcast. So it's coming along, and we appreciate everybody who's participating. It's a lot of fun. All right, so I do want to give a shout out to my two besties, Melba and Sandra, who have been especially there for me for the last few decades, and we come from such different walks of life and have totally different types of lives as adults, but they're always there for me, and I always feel like they're not going to judge me if I do something wrong, or if I mess up, or if I say the wrong thing. That they know who I am, and they're going to be there for me. And I hope that they feel that I'm there for them too.
I'm sure they do. Great shout out to your friends and my friends. I think they know who they are and they're all special. And it goes all from people I grew up with on the block to friends that I had in high school to my West Point classmates who I enjoy seeing. Unfortunately, in some cases, just every 5 years, but we have a blast when we do see each other.
You guys all pick up right where you left off.
Right where
when
we
you
left
get
off.
Together for those reunions, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we all look the same, right?
Yeah.
Still fit and trim.
You all look good. You all look good. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's all we have for you today. I do have one request. Could you maybe not sign us up for another tournament without...
Too late. We're in the St. Patrick's.
With me first?
We're in the St. Patrick's tournament. I'm Irish now, so.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I thought you were French.
8% Irish,
okay.
19% French.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I'm super Irish, so.
Super.
Right, there
super
we go.
Irish.
All right, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this topic around Valentine's Day and friendship, and we would love to hear your thoughts. If you want to drop us a line and tell us what you think makes for a great, long-lasting friendship, we would love to hear from you.
See you soon.
If you've enjoyed Down with the Dominguezes, it would mean so much to us if you'd leave a review and share it with a friend. Thanks, everyone.